Hazelnuts here. Today we're going to talk about cows in Farming Simulator 22, how much they eat, how much they produce, how much money you can make off of them, and we're even going to talk about TMR. So stick around and let's get to it. So let's talk about the different pens. So the smallest pen, the main difference is you do have to provide it water. It does not produce slurry or manure. Okay, it does produce milk, but it won't produce any of the manure or slurry, and you do have to ensure that you keep providing the pen water. Okay, the other pens, if you provide straw for bedding, then they will produce manure. They produce slurry all the time, but they will produce manure if you provide the straw. The other difference is with the two largest pens, the last one has a feeding robot, so you provide the ingredients in the right area, and then the robot goes through, picks the perfect ratio for ingredients for the TMR, and then it feeds the cows. So as long as it's got the ingredients, you won't ever have a problem. So let's talk about the two different types of cows. You have dairy cows and you have beef cows. So let's first get into the dairy cows. So you have the brown Swiss and you also have the Holstein. So both of them consume 350 liters of food per month, and that's for one cow. So one cow 1 month is 350 liters of food. Okay, and then they both produce 150 liters of milk per cow per month. Okay, they both consume 95 liters of straw, and they both produce 250 liters of slurry. So the difference with the beef cows is they obviously don't produce milk, and we're talking about the Angus and the Limousine. They don't produce milk, and they actually consume 450 liters of food per month. So they consume an extra 100 liters of food per cow per month. They also consume 130 liters of straw, and it's still the same 250 liters of slurry. All right. So for the dairy cows, at 24 months, you can sell them for $1,500. It doesn't go down. It stays the same after 24 months. As long as they have 100% health, you can sell them for $1,500. The difference, though, is with the beef cows. The beef cows can be sold at 36 months for $3,500. There's something very important about this, though, because at 37 months, that price drops. So after 36 months, the price will start going down for the beef cows. So it's very important that you sell the beef cows at 36 months to sell them for the maximum price. So let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the profit. So to give you an idea, we're going to talk about the three different pens, the smallest, the 15, the medium, the 45 cows, and the two larger ones at 80 cows. So to give you an idea for the first pen at 15 cows, so if you just have dairy cows and you sell just the milk, you're gonna make about $36,700. Okay, and that's a year. That's per year, as long as you sell the milk when it's around the highest price, and that's on normal economy. If you have just beef cows, after 3 years, you can sell them for $52,500. All right. But that, again, is after 3 years, the 36-month mark. So the second pen at 45 cows, if you sell just the milk, it's going to be $110,100 roughly that you can make per year. If you sell just beef cows and you sell them after 3 years, you can make $157,500. But again, that's 3 years versus the 1 year. So keep that in mind. We're going to talk about that later. For the last pen at 80 cows, if you sell just the milk, you can sell it for $195,800. Or after 3 years, if they were all beef cows, you could sell them for $280,000. Now, this is where milk cows or the dairy cows are going to kind of to shine, and we're going to talk about that. Now, where the dairy cows shine is in the factories. So you're already making more money with the milk just because in 3 years, with the largest pen in 3 years, you can sell the beef cows for $280, or you can make almost $600,000-$700,000 in 3 years selling the milk from the dairy cows. But if you take that further and you take it into the factories, you can make way more. So let's talk about butter. So butter requires 7,200 liters of milk, which is valued at about $9,700. To produce 6,240 liters of butter, which is valued at $10,900. So you see, there's only a couple $100 difference between the milk and the butter. But cheese, on the other hand, at 3,600 liters of milk, which is valued at about $4,800, produces 2,400 liters of cheese, which is valued at $8,400. So you can see that's a little less than double the price for cheese, okay? And we're going to mainly focus on cheese since that's the biggest profit. So another thing to realize is it's only 24 cows that you need to produce that amount of cheese. So if we look at this, if we have one factory that produces cheese, we can make about $100,800 in just cheese alone. We also, if you're using 80 cows, you have all those extra cows. That's about $137,000 in milk that's not being processed into cheese. So the total comes out to about $237,000 that you can make with just one cheese factory. Obviously, if you get two cheese factories, you can double that. So it's about $201,000 worth of cheese and about $78,000 worth of extra milk. Brings the total to $280,000. Again, you still have extra cows, so if you get a third factory, if you feel like trying to manage 3 different dairy factories, I mean, you can get that to $302,000 in cheese and with an extra $20,000 to spare in extra milk, you know. So in 1 year, if you do the 3 factories with all 80 dairy cows, you can get about $321,000 in just in product from the cows. Versus if you just got beef cows, you know, you only get $280,000, and that's in 3 years. So in 3 years with milk cows, you know, with maximum production, you know, you can have almost $1 million versus $280,000. So to me, going the dairy cow route is obviously the better financial option if you're in it for trying to make the most amount of money. So for TMR, I found a kind of a good ratio to use that's kind of easy to manage. Managing TMR is extremely difficult. There's 3 different trailers in base game. The formula I have works with the 2 higher trailers, but the smallest trailer, I just can't figure out a good ratio. So if you can't afford the medium trailer, this ratio will work, and it'll also work with the biggest trailer if that's what you have. Obviously, there's more room. So the way I do it, I use one of the 180 centimeter round bales for hay, one 180 centimeter round, obviously wrapped silage bale, one 125 centimeter bale of straw, and then 1 pallet of mineral feed. And that seems to comes out right at about 21,000 liters total, and it gets a really nice mixture. And you can use that for the medium trailer or the highest trailer. The medium trailer, I think, is at 22,000, so it just barely fills that up. And then the largest one, I think, is 24,000. And so obviously it's well below that. And most of the balers, you have the option to switch between 125 and 180. And then, of course, you can just wrap the silage after. So, you know, you can use one baler and cover all of those. It does take some management, though. I would love to hear how you guys manage TMR, though, because I have an extremely hard time trying to manage TMR. My word of advice is to get as much money as you can and just get the largest pen with the robot feeder. That way you don't even have to deal with it. But that's what I have for cows. If you think there's any information I missed or got wrong, please let me know, of course. If you like the video, please like and please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And happy farming, guys.